Hello YouTube, Atlanta to Dallas Aviation here with my haul from day 2, well at least my day 2 of the Airline International trade show basically in DFW. I'm home now, but I'm going to show you everything that I picked up today to close out the show. I do have several models, but I won't be revealing the model until later. I'm going to do a reveal for all the models that I bought at the trade show. Right now, this is just showing you a brief preview of what I picked up. So let's get started, and it's not just models. That's kind of why we're not doing a model reveal, so to speak. So let's get started here. So first of all, I got this Phoenix Coletta Air 767-300 ER. Well, it says 700 ER, but I'd have to look up this this reg number, November 760 kilo. I'm sorry, Charlie Kilo. I'd have to look this up and see if this is a made freighter or if this was a passenger plane made into a freighter. But anyway, so that was the first one. The second one I got, not necessarily the airplane I wanted to get to represent this one, so I'm still looking for an A350, particularly an A350-1000 for this airline, but I don't have a representative of this airline, and so I decided to go ahead and get this. So I got the NG models, Qatar 7879 Dreamliner. So there's that. All right. Next I got this big old bad boy, the Lockheed C5M Super Galaxy, Dover Air Base. So I got that. And then if you've ever been to any of these, usually they have at least one person selling t-shirts. But the guy I get these t-shirts from does a really interesting thing with his t-shirts. He takes like the advertising art for airlines, usually from old timetables, if I understood him correctly, and then he puts those on t-shirts. So it's going to be kind of hard for me to show you this, but anyway, this is an Eastern. So you see here we got the DC-930 there, a DC-950, 27-100, 27-200, 757-200, the Airbus. Oh, that's got a little stain on it. We'll have to wash that out, hopefully. Airbus A300B. Let's see, L1011. And there at the bottom there is the DC-1030, which I'm not really sure how long they operated DC-1030, but I don't think it was extremely long. But the L1011s they had may have been just the shorter haul version, so they may not have been able to use that very much when they started some international service, so I think that's why they picked up some DC-10s. And then there you can sort of see over on the corner there, the big Eastern logo thing there. All right, so I got that shirt for myself. And then the guy did not have my size, and they also didn't really have my wife's size. So on this next shirt. So what I decided to do, don't tell anyone, but this is a birthday present for my wife, and her birthday is July 8th. So coming up real soon. But I got her, so he had, I think all his sizes, he had all the sizes all the way up to 3XL, and so 3XL is plenty large for my wife, and she can use it as a night shirt, which I'm sure is exactly how she's going to use it. So I got her the 3XL for that purpose. And what's on that is, all right, this is so weird trying to put this on camera. All right, so there we have it, a Virgin Atlantic Airbus A350-1000 on a purple shirt. So even though I would have liked to have one for myself to wear, I will get to enjoy this on her when she goes to sleep in it. And oh man, I didn't notice, but he doesn't have the whole wingspan on there. It's just kind of cut off. But like I said, he uses advertising material and just puts it on shirts. So that's probably how, wherever he got this from, that probably is just how it was. So you see, all right. And yes, this is a purple shirt. I'm not sure if it looked that way. It didn't really look that way on camera, but, or at least on the little screen that I'm looking at, it didn't really look that way. But so those were the two shirts I got. All right, then I was a little bit disappointed that these cost as much as they did, especially since I waited till the last day of the show. But he wouldn't budge. I would have bought a whole bunch more of them if he had like sold them to me for half the price that was on the box. But I got these stands here, and they are old Aero Classic stands, and I kind of like these better because the footprint's smaller than the Gemini Jet ones, but they're basically the same stand. But he wanted $10 for them, and they didn't even come in their original package. So that's actually maybe cheaper than I could get a new one of this type. But I was hoping that since it was the last day of the show, that maybe I could get them for $5 each, and I could have gotten 4 of them, but he wouldn't budge. So, but I needed some stands, so I got a couple more stands. Kind of need to be cleaned off. Let's see. Oh, this one was a beauty. So this was an Aero Classics. This is a twin stripe TWA twin stripe. I believe this one is a. This one says it's a DC 951. It might be long enough. I thought it was just a 30, but maybe it is a 51. But anyway, a TWA twin stripe DC 951. And let's see what else we got in here. Okay. So the last thing, if you remember from my from day one, I had some cards, so I actually had a full deck. I got some full decks of cards, plus I had two like just individual cards that had a different artwork on them. So there was a gentleman there who had made luggage tags with these cards, so, and not just the ones that I got, but cards from different airlines and stuff. He would have a single playing card in there, and then on the other side you could just slide something in there that had your name and address and stuff, but it was a luggage tag. So I got the bright idea, hey, well, why don't I go back to him and see if he can give me a single card of the deck of cards that I don't have. And it turned out that this is the only other deck of cards that I actually needed to complete the set. So this is Chicago. That was the only. Now I still need this deck of cards, and since I found out that I only need Chicago now, I'll be on the lookout for the whole deck. But what I plan on doing is I'm going to take the Joker out of the other sets of cards, and I'm going to make a collage with this. Basically a collage where it will probably have all the sets with the city on it, and I'll probably just have them in alphabetical order, but I'm going to put them, and I think there's 12 of them total. So I'll probably do like a landscape shape, and I'll have them all in alphabetical order. So I'm going to make one of those out of this style card, kind of this watercolor and kind of fuzzy looking style. And then the gentleman educated me that the set before that set came out was a set of 24. So I bought the whole set of 24 of these. So these two, as you might remember from my first video, I had bought one to give someone because that person has the art, but it doesn't have Delta Airlines on it. So whoever the artist is had the right, I guess, to also sell their own art just without the Delta Airlines branding on it. So I'm going to give that one to her, and then I had gotten just one for myself because Atlanta, of course. But I decided to go ahead and get the whole set of one card. So basically, what Delta did when these were released, there were a whole deck of cards that had this pattern on the back of the card, and a whole deck of cards that had this pattern on it, and then and so on and so forth. Bahamas, Bermuda, Boston. So all of these were and you know, I guess the more you flew, the more likely you were going to be able to collect all the decks of cards. And as you can kind of see, some of these are a full state where other ones are just a single city. So I'm going to do the same thing with this set of cards. I'm going to make a collage out of this where all this artwork is displayed and get it framed. So there's some kind of interesting things here. It's interesting they had Boston, but they also have New England. So, but some of these way back I used to have some of these decks of cards, but I don't know whatever happened to them. So, anyway, so that's what I'm going to do with those. And I think that, oh no, I still have something to show. Yeah, let's see. Alright, so I saved the two big ones for last. So the next two things I'm revealing are 200 scale. And I don't collect a lot of 200 scale just because they're so expensive. So, but I thought they were nice, and I did want them. So the first one, oh my goodness, that is a big box. All right. So as you can see, Hawaiian Airlines, and this is the A321 Neo, and we will reveal that one in the actual model reveal at some point. I might just reveal this one and the other 200 scale one in a separate video and do all the 400s in a separate video, but we'll see. So I got that one, and I got, I didn't take this out of the plastic yet, but hopefully you can see what it is. I got the Sun King, got National Airlines 727. Yes, the one that Gemini Jets really screwed the pooch on in 400 scale by putting hush kits on them. Boy, what a bonehead move. But they did not do that on their 200 scale one, and I just love the Sun King. So I decided to get one of these, and if you also remember in my first video for the first day, I got some decals to do a 100 scale DC-10. Now, whether you guys are ever going to see that model made or not, or if I'm even ever going to see that model made or not, I don't know. But I have decals for it, and it's a 100 scale model, so it's pretty big. But anyway, so I'll be revealing the actual models in another video. But for now, that's everything on day 2 that I acquired at Airliners International DFW. So if you have any comments, maybe you were there, maybe you got something, please share in the comments below what you got. I'd love to hear or love to read what you got and what days you were there, and if you did you participate in any of the tours? Which tours did you do? I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I actually work at Southwest Airlines, so and I know Southwest was offering tours of the hangars and of headquarters. So let me know if you went on that tour and what did you think. And I think American Airlines had a similar tour for their maintenance facility, and then the C.R. Smith Museum, which is the American Airlines kind of heritage museum, I think there was an outing for that, and I think there was also an outing for Frontiers of Flight Museum, which is at Dallas Love Field. So let me know if you did any of those things. I would love to know what your experience was like. What did you break the bank, or did you show a ton of restraint like I did not? I would love to hear everyone's experience. And with that, I bid you farewell and wish you happy collecting.